woke up to water everywhere, and the kitty litter I put in the yard or the driveway, it's gone. It got taken away by the rain. Basically, I can't even walk out there because it's wet all the way up to here. I had to jump over a puddle just to get right here where I am. Uh, the street is running like a little river, a miniature river. Hasn't rained in California in a long time like this. Anywho, I woke up this morning actually, I don't like to share my shit. I don't like to share much. Feeling depressed. And usually I haven't felt like that in a while. And when I do, I just go back to sleep, right? Right? But this morning was different. I couldn't shake the thought, couldn't get it off my mind. I've been questioning this since the other day. Why is it okay in our society now that oftentimes in circumstances of violence that they shoot first and ask questions later? And that's something I've been trying to wrap my mind around. I ain't even about fish today. It's like, why do we live in a society where it's okay to basically not try to know someone? It's okay to basically write a person off just because they have a mental inability. Or it's okay to basically, in the circumstance that that person who has a mental inability has a gun or is hurting himself and or others, why is it okay to take that person out of the equation? And yes, I mean, like, why is it okay for a cop to shoot that person in this circumstance? It's not. If all life is truly sacred to people, none of that would be okay. Nor would a high school shooting be okay. Nor would any type of shooting, anything of the sort, be okay. And it brought me to the point that we just had a mass school shooting a couple of weeks ago. And every video that is talking about it seems to be getting scrubbed from the internet. And I think my Ganyapora died. Yeah, it's dying. But we're not talking about fish. Like I'm saying, they basically control the narrative. The narrative is this or that and fear. And when it comes down to actually listening to people and, believing people like the FBI should have, it doesn't happen. And yeah, I'm getting back to talking about politics because, honestly, I was good at it. I just got tired of it because I got tired of the back and forth argument. The real point I'm trying to make is, if all life is sacred, then it's not okay ever to shoot someone first and ask questions later, because you can't ask questions later because they're dead. And that's a reality point of view. I mean, like, if you can't see that point of view, then I'm sorry, you're pretty damn blind. And no, I don't agree that the age to own a firearm should be 21. No, I don't agree that the age to vote should be 21. No, I don't agree on any of that. I don't agree with liberals who think that taking guns away from good, honest people is a good idea. And I never will. Now, for people that have mental inabilities, I think they should... I don't think they deserve... like I'm about to say, I don't think they deserve the rights stripped and taken away. And people might disagree with me on that, but if more people were out there actually teaching gun safety and gun protocols instead of automatically saying, oh, the gun did it, there would be a lot less gun violence. There'd be a lot less gun death. I'm just saying, if there were people to actually teach people how to use a firearm instead of blame it on the gun or blame it on piss poor parenting, because that's a lot of the circumstances lately. But really, reality would tell you to blame it on the person or their parents or vice versa, the person not being taught proper gun etiquette or vice versa safety in general. And total disregard for life. I mean, yeah, there should be more than just a background check when you go and buy a gun. Maybe there should be a psychological test too, or check. Maybe that's just me speaking out a broad spectrum. I mean, not everybody's out there to go and shoot somebody with a gun. That's what they need to get across their damn minds. The state of California is actually being sued by the NRA. Kind of find that funny. And the reason why is because they're trying to take our Second Amendment rights. This is my backyard. I don't really go back here very often. It's raining. I'm out in the rain in a video. Hope I don't get sick. I'm seeing the damage that this rain's done to my roof. Because, here, we'll show you real quick. Let's get up here. We're missing shingles. Look, all that up there. I heard leaking last night, right around there, which is in the living room. There shouldn't be leaking in the living room because there's none missing in the living room. But yeah, that's how I feel about this stupid shooting. And honestly, I think people overplay it. I think people downplay things as well as overplay them. I think that if there was armed guards at schools, it really wouldn't make a difference. I think that if 1 out of 10 teachers on a campus held a gun in their desk and vice versa, the students didn't know about it, that would be more efficient than you know, a guard at each door, or a guard here, a guard there. I'm just saying, teach one teacher out of every 10 to use a firearm. 1 teacher out of every 10. And see how much the world really changed. What we're teaching kids nowadays is to be afraid. That's basically what we're teaching them. And how that came up, I have no idea. Rain does some funny things. You guys want to see something? I never knew this. I never knew onions could live this long. Here. I thought this was funny the other day. I came out here and I saw this onion. That's an onion. That's a purple onion, and it's growing. It's growing 6 new onions. I'm gonna bury it later this week. But yeah, I've got them growing everywhere. See, that's another problem with the world. Enough people don't have hobbies. They don't have something to keep their mind preoccupied and off the negative thoughts. See, we got fish, we got this and that, but I got gardening as well as fish. I mean, I love to garden, and that's one thing that kind of keeps my mind off of shit, but I can't do it in the rain. That's one thing I'll tell you what. Cannot do it in the rain. Potatoes. You're probably like, how do you know that? Because I planted them. Onions galore. There's onions over there too. Kale, that's kind of been dying back. I grew that from a little tiny plant. It was like this big when it first grew. Now look at it. It's almost a tree. What I'm trying to show you guys is life is sacred. Even the plant life. All life is sacred. And once people start realizing that, then they'll realize that gun violence is just a simple misconception of their time. And this video is more or less a test to see how much YouTube censored me, in my opinion. Because that's why, another reason why I was probably demonetized, because YouTube censorship, because I had well over 2,000 views, or well over 4,000 views anyhow, and they were sucked away because YouTube thought seems it fit with their new moderators to basically go out and banish everybody to the black realm, like I like to call it. And if you don't know what I mean by the black realm, I mean there's a bunch of blacklisted YouTube users, and they were put on the black realm, and I'm one of those. And it probably sounds stupid the way I just brought it about, but that's actually the truth. There's a whole bunch of us that were banished to this non-viewership realm. And the only way you view us is basically have our little bell on, which is pretty sad. But what I got at, I already established my point in this video, that we can't change if we're not willing to change. And if people don't hold life as sacred, then it never will be. And I need water. Drinking water, not fish water. I need water. What's up, DPK? But yeah, I've made a lot of good points in this video. I was on one when I woke up this morning. And what I mean by on one, I was on a rant, a bit of a rant. Here's the rant that I was on. Okay, so I had a friend that was murdered by the police by probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, right? In the circumstance, he had a loaded firearm. Yes, he was psychologically unwell, right? But the point being is it's not okay for cops to even shoot first and ask questions later in that circumstance, because they cannot ask questions to somebody who's dead. And vice versa. What I was trying to get at is people need to start holding life more sacred than just shoot first, ask questions later. Because shoot first, ask questions later leaves everybody hurting. Not just the cop, not just the person who just shot somebody and didn't even know their name, but everybody. Anybody who's involved in the circumstance by just being related to someone. It hurts. It hurts freaking everyone. It's the same circumstance like the cop that ran away when the kids were being shot at the other week. Okay? That's the same circumstance. It's like he made the split decision to only care about his life and no one else's. And the same circumstance happened with my best friend, or one of my best friends, one of the people I grew up with, getting shot by a police officer. They argued with him for over an hour. I mean, if you don't find it relatable, I guess you don't see what I'm talking about. Even our police officers need to be taught gun etiquette and gun safety again. Retaught. And that's pretty sad, because they were taught that to enforce the laws. Right? But do they uphold it? Not a lot of them. They don't uphold it if they, now don't get me wrong, I don't hate cops in any way, shape, or form, but they don't uphold it. So, in that manner, how can you trust a cop? Is my point of view. And I used to not be that way. I mean, when I was 18 years old, here's a little snippet of my past. You guys won't believe this, but when I was 18 years old, I was actually beaten by a cop. And they claimed that the reason I was beat by them because I was resisting arrest. No, I was walking away. I was done talking to the officer. I even told him that before I walked away. And then I get a 15-inch gash on my head. And I could have sworn I had a broken arm, but it wasn't broken. It was just cut to shit. They dragged me through a gravel bed. Okay? And this is where I started not liking police officers, but then I started understanding that some of my actions may have been wrong, right? Okay? And I accepted that. But what I don't accept is police officers who act like that, or vice versa, you know, treat people like everyone is guilty. Everyone is guilty because they had some quota to meet that day or whatever the fuck be. You know, sometimes you just gotta sit back and let the words flow. Let your voice be heard. Sometimes you just gotta sit there and listen to your inner thoughts, like calm down and figure shit out. But for me, like, my calm was figuring out that all life was sacred, or is sacred, and that my friend's life didn't get treated as sacred, and neither did those 18 people that were in that school. And I need to turn off that heater before it burns me up. Whew. And basically, I had to accept the fact that the moment people stop treating life as sacred is the moment that life stops being such. I haven't wrote any of this down. I did this all off the top of my head. This whole video has been off the top of my head. Little things I remembered. That's just a cop-out. The insanity plea is just a cop-out so people can basically plead one thing when they're really not. You know, America has changed in the last 10 years. I can agree to that. Because, in my day and age, not once would they have thought of changing the gun owning age to 21. Not once would they have thought of changing this and that to 21. Not once would they have thought of changing the voting age to 21. It's been 18 since probably somewhere around the 1800s. Let me look that up real quick. I actually do know that off the top of my head, but I want to say it's 18 something, 18. I guess it was 21 at one time. Let's search it on the computer because the phone's not giving me an answer. I want a real answer. The 26th Amendment ratified the age of voting ages. So whenever the 26th Amendment was made is when the voting age was made. I was way off. 1971, the voting age became 18. When the 26th Amendment, I was right about one thing, okay? When the 26th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was certified as having been ratified. There you go. It was 21 before that. For like years. That's a funny question. In Australia, it is compulsory from the age of 18 to enroll and to vote at local, state, and federal elections. Some people argue that the voting age should be lowered to 16 years old. No. Sorry, no. But a 16-year-old doesn't have the thought process that a 26 or 27-year-old does. That's all I'm going to say on that. I don't think that it should be raised back to 21. Just like I didn't think that the smoking age should be raised back to 21. And on that note, I almost fell off my chair. On that note. Oh, shit. Shitty biscuit. Shitty biscuit. If you don't know why I'm saying shitty biscuit, it's because I just broke the bag. Here, we want some dip now, don't we? I haven't dipped in about a week. This looks so sick. Looks like I'm pushing out a poop out of a bag. And it's all over my lap. I've got a can over there I can put it in, I guess. Hopefully there's no rain damage in here. This room always gets it. I was a punk rocker as a kid, alright? I didn't always like rap. And, actually, at one time and point, despised rap. For the longest time, it took me a long time to start liking rap. And the only rap I really do like is country rap. And that's because it makes me laugh. Anything that makes me laugh or makes me feel like I'm having a good time, that's why I like it. But yeah, this is my opinion on the smoking/drinking age. I think it should be 18. Because I was 18 when I was allowed to buy this shit. And I was 18 when I was allowed to buy my first pack of cigarettes. And I was 18 when I bought my first pipe. And y'all know what I used that for. And I was 18 when I bought my first hookah. And I was 18 when I did everything. 18 is the year that you should grow up. 18. 18. Not 21. 18. You shouldn't have to wait 5 years after everybody else has already graduated high school. It's my opinion on changing the law to 21. I don't agree with Sheriff Clark. He's on this one. Sorry, bud, but you're a fucking idiot. I had my first drink. I really shouldn't even tell you this, but I had my first drink at like 5, 6 years old. I mean, come on. Kids nowadays, compared to kids in my generation, they grew up slow. They grew up slow because I grew up so fast that I'd see people that were twice my age asking me what to do. Okay? That's the best example I could give you off the top of my head. It's pretty sad when somebody else who's twice your age is asking you how to grow up, basically. Or getting taught by you and you're a freaking youngster. Vice versa. Yeah, they used to give you brandy to numb your gums, all that shit. Nowadays, that's an atrocity. Don't even get me started. I could go on that all day long. This is a pesticide. A lot of people don't know that. It's natural bug repellent. So say I was on Naked and Afraid like I want to be. I want to go on Naked and Afraid if you guys didn't know that about me. Basically, if I had a bag of this in the jungle for 3 weeks or 14 days, not a damn mosquito would bite me. You know why? What'd I just tell you? It's a bug repellent. They don't like this shit, is basically what I'm trying to tell you guys. Neither do I sometimes. Unless I've got a drink next to me. Almost dropped my spittoon. I've got to have 2 teeth removed. Well, more or less, I need to have one crown repaired and the other one removed because I don't have the money for it. Don't have $1,000, and they want 10 grand to fix everything in my mouth. So fuck all that. I'm not rich, period. I don't know where dentists get off either. That may be true. I don't know if you've noticed, I've been posting videos every day. Or trying to. I used to do the live streams every day. I used to do Google Hangouts like 4 times a week. Now I don't, because I got tired of them. Yellow mud jug. Oh yeah, I need a plug device. Okie dokie, so let's find a spot. Wants to, so I don't use it for certain circumstances. This is one of them. I'm sitting on a bucket, and I've almost fallen off this bucket like 10 times. Oh, oh. You know what's funny? So I wasn't really trying to make this a fish video. At all. I was trying to make this more like my old style videos. The one I first started out with. Fuck your feelings. Or fuck Democrats, fuck your feelings, and I can't remember the title. You guys know what I mean, though. Kind of been feeling the same way. A little burnout. Because a lot of people have been stealing the topics that I keep wanting to use. Someone once told me a saying. It's better to burn out than fade away. That person's now dead. Nobody would really expect me to wear something like this or be one of these people. Nobody would expect this at all, right? Here I am. I'm not smoking on anything, actually. I'm chewing. Rams logo. No, that's a duck. Little heads up. Don't dip on an empty stomach. Oof. Woo! So how about that voting for Oprah Winfrey? Y'all gonna vote for Oprah Winfrey? That was a joke, by the way. If y'all vote for Oprah Winfrey, I'll just laugh at you, just like the people who voted for Hillary. Probably like the people who were laughing at Trump supporters. Woo! But yeah, the reason I was telling you don't dip on an empty stomach. I don't know if you just heard me, but I gacked a little bit. And I did it on camera. You saw me like bend over. That's why you don't dip on an empty stomach. Unless, of course, you want to puke. You know what's funny to me? People battle back and forth, left and right, right? What they don't realize is they're actually battling the same bird. I've said this 100 times. People never get it, never get what I mean by it. They're battling the same bird. Think about it for a second. Just let that boil in your head. What that means okay, I'm a bird, right? I'm a bird, right? I'm a bird. I'm a bird, right? Can I fly with one wing broken? Oh, I'm a bird. I'm a bird. I'm a bird. Can I fly with one wing broken? Oh man, I'm a bird. I'm a bird. I'm a bird. Can I fly with one wing broken? No. I'm a bird. I'm a bird. I'm a bird. Can I fly with two wings? Yeah. Sorry, that was the easiest way I could explain it. But yeah, if you're a bird and you're flying around with one wing all the time, you're just gonna go like this. Choo! So you see why the left and the right go choo! I think I finally lost it. If that's the way I have to explain it to people, holy fuck. I feel like I'm dumbing it down to the level a child can actually understand it. I just spat on my chair. Oops. Oh, if you want a mud jug, don't forget, go buy you one. Mudjug.com. I don't got a promo code or any of that, or I'd give it to you. Pretty sure there's one on their website. But the point I was really trying to make is both left and right need to figure a middle ground. Like, you know, the center ground. The cup is the center ground, right? The spittoon is the center ground, right? They need to find the center ground and just spit in it and call it a fucking day. Spit in their hands, whatever the center ground may be, and shake. Because this whole going back and forth at each other, this whole hating on one person because he is the president, to me, it's nonsense. It's nonsensical bullshit. It's just like when I was freaking 16 years old. And we all hated Bush, right? Bush was the president, and we all hated him, right? We didn't like him, thought he was a Nazi, yada yada, said the same shit that people are saying now. Man, it feels like 10 years ago, all over again. And what the point is to this, a lot of my music as a kid, it pointed to saying, there is no future, there is no hope, there is no this, there is no that. Well, I'm here to say the opposite. There is all of that. You just got to be able to grasp it. You got to be able to sit back and grasp it. Because I grew up around people that were hopeless. Brought up hopeless. That's all they'd ever be, was hopeless. I don't care how many people view this video. I don't really care about all that. This is just for people to understand where I come from. Like, tell you've woken up to a body dead next to you. Can't say shit to me. Really can't. That's all I'm gonna say. There ain't shit you could say that'll make me bat an eye anymore, because the world we live in, it's violence every day. In some new way, shape, or form, and people have this ill obsession of ever obtaining peace. And what that means is they will never obtain peace if all they know is war. I gotta go take these in the house. I forgot to last night. Got really tired. I guess, let's see, how much does this battery have? Not enough. Anywho, these need to go inside. That only has 12%. I'll be right back. And we'll finish this little chat. Because that's really all this is at this point. It's kind of like a discussion / chat.
Mm. Woo! Okay, so all those are in the sink. So I actually do have a bunch of snails in here. I don't know if you guys have noticed them. Probably can't see them from that far away. You know what I wish I had? One of the old school spittoons. You know, the all metal one. Yeah, it's only 110 gallon. I mean, it's the biggest tank that I've personally owned myself and paid for myself. I've spent all my money into that tank. Oh, this top, I love it too. There is some downsides to this top. It doesn't have, here I'll show you. It doesn't have a double-sided hinge. It needs one. I need to put that in actually. Once it has a double-sided hinge, it'll be easier than having to do everything with one hand. Luckily, I only drank water this morning, so that's all I threw up. I know nobody wants to watch me gack. That might have gotten a couple thousand views, though. That was a joke. Anyhow, I think we've kind of established a point in this video. The point is I believe that we should change the gun law, and I don't believe we should change the shooting law. Or I mean, gun law and voting law, sorry. My brain just went faster than I was talking, sorry. Takes me a little bit to get on a topic that I want to actually talk about. I had somebody approach me the other day. They're part of a program that's Patriots, and had them message me on Facebook about, you know, helping them out over at the college where I actually currently take classes. And it's kind of more of a, it's a political group, yeah, but the funny thing is, a lot of you guys don't know this. You probably wouldn't know this until I tell you this. George Washington, first president of the United States. Do you think he was always, as we quote-unquote call it, American? Ugh. Do you think he didn't come from royalty? Anybody? Just answer the question. If you know the answer to the question, just say yes. If you don't know the answer to the question, just move on. The point is he was, I believe he was a British, I want to say he was a soldier, I don't want to say he was a knight. But he was one of their high guards. He came over here, saw what they were doing, even had his own brother try to get him to do what they were doing. And I believe he may or I gotta read more of that book. I'm related to him in some way or fashion. But I believe that he may have not gotten in an argument or altercation with his older brother. And his older brother was a general of some British troops. There's a lot to this story. This story's a very long one. It comes from when he was like 17 or 16 years old. I can't remember the whole thing off the top of my head. I can remember things better when I'm reading a book. It's sad. But there was something to this story. I can't remember. Anyways, the point being is No, he wasn't always for this country. Hope you guys knew that. Not saying that he was a bad president. I'm saying he was one of the greatest presidents that ever lived. But what I was saying is he had different ideals than people do today. I'm going to have to read more of that book to tell you what I wanted to tell you. But you guys probably didn't know that it was one of the first liquor distributors in America. It was one of the first, you won't believe this, the first White House had 17 acres of marijuana behind it. Oh, wow, wow. Huh? What? Yeah. First White House did. Back then they used the crop for what? Not only smoking, but making sails for ships, and clothing, and every type of linen you could think of. And that was one thing that's in that book. But him and his brother got in a disagreement. I don't want to say for certain. I don't think he killed his brother, but I think he may have shot at him and hurt him in some fashion. I could be wrong on this. I'm actually going to look it up right now since we're talking about it. I don't think it was Samuel Washington. It might have been. He had lots of brothers, though. You guys probably didn't know that. John, Charles, Augustine, and Butler, Samuel, and Lawrence. Can't remember which one it was, though. I know he got in an argument to where they had a disagreement. And that's why he separated his ways from his brother. And a lot of people don't know that. They just look into history and they're like, oh, one of the founding fathers. He had to abandon his own family to come to this country and create a new one. When that man spoke about the right to bear arms, he wasn't talking about, you know, the right to own a gun. He was talking about the right to protect yourself from foreign and domestic. Woo! A lot of people don't know this. George Washington was related to one other president. See if anybody knows. Anybody's been following me long enough, you'd know that already. Oh yeah, pyramids are all over the world, bro. There's pyramids even here in the United States. This whole ground right here feels like mucus because I threw up right here. Oh well. Actually, yeah, you're right. 2 presidents. I said 1 because I wanted you to inclinate the other. No, Lincoln and Kennedy, no. It was actually, he's related to the Adamses. Both Adamses are his cousins. Or one was his cousin, one was his nephew. Something like that. Or I could be having that backwards. One could have been his cousin and one his second cousin. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that. I know a lot about history, I just don't share. Just like my mom didn't know we'd been in this country longer than when Christopher Columbus actually landed on that rock. There was a Dutch settlement here in hold on. I want to say it's either 1484 or 1448. And we came over and we claimed that land settlement. And basically that's what got called... It was first called New Vinland. People want to argue about that till the day the sun comes to the grave. But America was first called New Vinland, and New Vinland got changed to obviously suit a better name. But that's just me going off of things that I've learned and quoting historical things that people probably don't even look into anymore because they're too interested on claiming this guy was this guy, and this guy was this guy, and basically this guy was this color, and this guy was this color. And they don't realize at the end of the day, we're all the same freaking race. Like, in 1504, the city of Roanoke, here's my example for how I know that's true. In 1504, the city of Roanoke was founded, and I believe it was like either 15 or 20 years later, the city of Roanoke was no longer. My family came in on that endeavor, and they were never heard from again, part of my family. They say that they got adopted by tribes. That's what they say, but I think the tribes killed them. The colony of Roanoke, that is. Which was actually the first colony in the United States. Because the other ones were settled further up. They were settled up by Canada and part of Iceland, which now has drifted off from the main. I believe it was closer inland back then. I'm just going from geological study. It was closer inland back then than it is now because it's islands drift, as we all know. Anyhow, I've kind of made my point in this video 20 times over. I know Corvus is live and a couple other people are live right now. And that's probably where I'm headed after this video's over. Had no school today, so this weekend's gonna be study, study, study. And maybe today I'll test the water right now, once those vials are clean. And I'll put some fish into the big tank today and maybe shoot out a video later of it. Probably not going to do another live stream. I wasn't going to do one today. I didn't really feel in the mood, but then I figured, you know, after I live stream, I usually have a lot of weight lifted off my head because I don't got to think about it anymore. Damn broom wanted to trip me out, huh? Need to get some stuff out of this room this weekend. Anyhow, have a good weekend. God bless you all. Remember that with the faith of a mustard seed, you can move any mountain. And that pint-sized mountains, aka molehills, were moved in the making of this country. So, with that being said, you too can move mountains and have a very, very blessed weekend. God bless you all. Keep a few fish, fam. And to all the other fam out there, raise hell, eat cornbread, I guess. Like Upchurch would say, raise hell, eat cornbread. Got about 2 minutes. I'll cut it off at about an hour and 5. But if you guys like these styles of videos, like the more rant styles of videos, just let me know. Plan on doing more of these. And I believe it was his brother John that he actually got in an argument with and an altercation with. We were talking about George Washington earlier in this video. I know I'm a little all over the place lately, but like I said at the beginning of this video, I started out this morning being depressed, and when I'm depressed, I'm a little all over the place. Shows a little bit of my manicness in my brain, I guess. I made it a full hour with a dip in my lip. Just so y'all know. If you ain't dipping, you ain't living. If you ain't spitting, you're just quitting. Have a good night, y'all. Or good day, whatever is left of it. It's almost 4 in the afternoon. I was streaming all day yesterday, so if you didn't catch me then, you won't catch me now. I like that I finally figured out how to use this stand. Now I just got to get a little tripod adapter for it so that I can bust this little suction cup off, because the suction cup sucks. But yeah, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you didn't like about the video. Have a blessed day.